Hello and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I'm Jane Gogodas. In this edition, stroke cases on the rise. How do we minimize the risks of getting struck by stroke?
I usually advise that this should start from our children. We should start with our children, the way their diet is, the way their lifestyle is. We are seeing a lot of children who are just maybe not that active because of the type of things. Maybe they spend much time on the phone, they spend much time on TV, so they don't have much time for exercise. And even the food that we are being exposed to.
Lack of storage facilities affecting vending of mostly perishables.
Even though such is the case for decades, many fruit traders at this market have been bearing the brunt of poor storage facilities, which can keep their fruits fresh for a long period of time.
And in the arts, we meet a young man who's keen to keep the Kachamba legacy. Thanks for joining in, and once again, welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Post-harvest loss is one of the major challenges facing Malawi. Over 20% of the produce is lost due to lack of storage facilities, and sometimes where there are such facilities, management of the produce is also a challenge. But how is this impacting on small-scale merchandise sellers? Well, Bernard Kankono talked to the fruit vendors at Limbe Market on their losses.
Another business day at Limbe Market. The market is bustling with life as vendors sell off their merchandise, from perishables like vegetables, fruits, to clothes and spare parts. It's one-stop market with an interesting sad story. Storage facilities are few and far between, and for many vendors here, this is one big challenge they've been grappling with. The challenge is more pronounced among fruit vendors. Meet Ronald Jasalira, one of the fruit vendors at this market. He's a hard-working vendor who has been in the business for more than 10 years. Jasalira has always done his utmost to bring fresh and succulent seasonal fruits to his customers.
This is a periodic business. We ply our trade based on what the season offers us. Currently, we are in tangerine season and we are selling that. After the tangerines, we will switch to other fruits according to season. Throughout the year, we trade on mangoes, pineapples, oranges, among others.
For many fruit vendors like Jasalira, Zipatso Market in Limbe is a source of their livelihoods. They are able to support their families with the returns they realize from their sales. Even though such is the case for decades, many fruit traders at this market, like Jasalira, have been bearing the brunt of poor storage facilities, which can keep their fruits fresh for a long period of time. The situation even becomes worse when these vendors are poorly located in the market, where patronage from customers is acutely low. On this particular day, Jasalira, along with his brother, were forced to relocate to the other part of the market in pursuit of more patronage of their tangerines, as their first location has proven the contrary.
The biggest challenge of our business is that these fruits are perishable. With the passage of days, they spoil and we end up throwing them away. On a daily basis, I throw away countless tangerines that have gone bad. So the only solution to that is that we have to sell them as soon as possible. When it happens that where one's fruit store is located in a place that is not well patronized like where I was first, it even becomes a major setback. It translates to that more and more unsold fruits will be wasted in those bins.
This lot cannot be sold all in a day. Due to poor storage, these will go bad, and to lengthen their freshness, Max Gilus, another fruit vendor, covers them with grass. This protects the fruits from the harsh rays and keeps them fresher for some days. But eventually, they go bad, and that is money lost.
Where I am selling these tangerines is where I store them. When night falls, we just cover them with grass, storing them for the following day. You see those heaps of grass? Underneath, there are tangerines.
We buy these tangerines in dozens and sell them in dozens. For instance, if 5 dozens which we buy at 500 kwacha per dozen have gone bad, it means that we have lost 2,500 kwacha. The other thing is that we are always afraid that if the grass that we cover our merchandise catches fire, it means that all will be lost.
These frustrations are common among sellers of perishable commodities like fresh fish and tomatoes. Without refrigeration facilities, many find their business profitless. Limbi Zipatso Market chairperson Fred Pearson says fruit vendors are failing to expand their businesses as a result.
On several occasions, we have tried to engage the city authorities of our ordeal. However, the response to the issue hasn't been positive. Each day, the city authorities collect 250 kwacha revenue from us. Our expectation has been that with the revenue they collect from us, the city authorities will be able to provide us with environmentally controlled facilities for our merchandise.
Attempts to get insights from city authorities on the matter have been met with silence. In the meantime, fruit vendors at Limbi Zipatso Market will continue making substantial losses in their investments due to a lack of proper storage facilities for their merchandise. In the meantime, all they can do is to hope that the market and city authorities would hear them out and urgently provide refrigeration facilities.
Local Youth Conference on Climate Change was held in Blantyre recently. The conference attracted climate change youth advocates to discuss how climate change is threatening the future of the youths. The conference noted that the youth have a voice on issues of climate change as they are the ones to be greatly affected in the future and are crucial in reversing global warming. The conference was organized by the Green Goals Platform in conjunction with the National Youth Council. Beyond the Headlines caught up with one of the participants, Efrida Tembo.
I feel like it's very important as a youth, considering the fact that we have got so many years to live on this planet. And as Malawi, we have been affected by climate change in so many ways. When it comes to agriculture, we are the agriculture-dependent country. So if we can see the trend of agriculture in Malawi over the years, almost from the time I was born up to now, things are not going on well. If we can sit down and maybe discuss with our parents the way things used to be in the past. If we can also look at the fact of Cyclone Freddy, not only Freddy, in the past we have also experienced other cyclones. When you look at waterborne diseases. So all these things, with the knowledge that I have at school, I'm doing biological sciences, I've come to understand that these all things are related with climate change. So as a youth, I feel like we have a role to play, and we have a very different mind when it comes to older people. We are innovative. We don't like to think inside the box, but to go outside the box. So with that knowledge and with that capacity, I feel like as youth, we have that capability to make things better in Malawi. So I feel like it's very important for youth to be fully involved in these talks of climate change.
What are you bringing to the table? Since you say that the youth are more innovative,
Yes.
what kind of innovations do you think should be employed to mitigate the impact of climate change?
Different innovations. We have science and technology at school, which has also equipped us with different knowledge on how best we can go about this. For example, the girl that came up with Chitete Zumbaula is a youth. So that is one of the innovations. We can also come up with other innovations on maybe the use of, for example, the use of gas is also an innovative thing. And also, apart from being innovative, I feel like we can also influence in policy change, because we as youth, as I've said, we like to think outside the box. So I feel like with that mindset to stand, that capability to stand and raise our voice, it's also what we are bringing to the table, so that maybe the government and the policymakers can hear our voice and maybe make the world a better place. What I believe is before telling people to change the ways of doing things, bring an alternative that is affordable, that can be easily accepted by the people. But that is the thing that Malawians, we have failed to do. We have taught people to stop using charcoal. But if we look around, what alternative are we bringing to the table that Malawians can use that is affordable and cheaper? There is none. Even the gas that we're talking about, even the middle class, some of them cannot afford. So looking at that point, we feel like before the government or before the policymakers, before the people that are advocating for changes in the environment, before they are advocating for us to stop using charcoal, bring something to the table that is affordable and cheaper, that can help the people that are actually using charcoal to use, so that when you bring it to the table that stop using charcoal, they will easily accept and they will not have any excuse.
It's now 38 years since Dr. Daniel Kachamba died. The acoustic guitar player from Singano village in Chileka, alongside his brother Donald, rose to fame in the early 60s, 70s and 80s with their Kwela music, infusion of South African beats, jazz and local Malawi music. Years down the line, a nephew to the deceased has decided to continue their decorated journey. Using the same guitar that the legend used, Adams Kamba is mesmerizing people and in the process of keeping their memories alive.
Meet Adam Kamba, a nephew to Donald and Dr. Daniel Kachamba. Like his two uncles, Adam plays an acoustic guitar and is trying to make a name for himself. The fame and the mastery with which Dr. Daniel Kachamba played the guitar is inspiration. When Dr. Daniel Kachamba died in 1987, he left his music and the legendary guitar. Dr. Moya Malamusi, the only surviving member of Kachamba Brothers Band, kept it safe for posterity's sake.
My uncle, Dr. Daniel Kachamba, died in 1987 when I was only 2 years. I was too young to know him, but as I grew up, I listened to his songs on radio and from my uncles who once performed with him. They made me listen to his songs and told me about his mastery guitar performances. From their stories, I could tell he achieved a lot locally and internationally. Just like that, I wanted to be like him. I made myself a wooden guitar and started practicing his music, and gradually I picked up. I could play the guitar at school and everywhere the opportunity arose. The compliments people made only served to encourage me further to where I am now, that I can play this guitar just like him.
imbano ngati mmene ndikuimbira panopa kandi gitala ngati mmene moti gitala imene ndikugwiritsa ntchitoyi anayisiya ndiwo Dr. Daniel Kachamba. Ndinapasidwa gitala inamva koma kwambiri chifukwa zinandipangitsa ngati kuti no.
I was overwhelmed with excitement when I got this guitar. Holding it felt like my late uncle was back to life. I felt his spirit in me and was so keen to show the world that Dr. Daniel Kachamba was still around, this time in me. I listened to his music, watched his clips, and delved more into his guitar tricks. I practiced hard to attain his skills so I can keep his legacy. So I was excited to have this guitar. It was like an endorsement for me to continue his legacy.
Dziko lisawasowe yayi legacy yawo ipitirire chifukwa cheneyo. Then ndinasangala kwambiri kuti no ngati gitala ndapatsidwa ndikuti no ndine othekera kugwira ntchito ndikupitiriza ntchito imene ankagwira Dr. Daniel Kachamba. Koma kapanda kumva leke iwe mwananga iwe ine ndalepera amayi enati ine ndapita mbuwalingono nanga usamale.
The 38-year-old says music is in his blood, but is quick to acknowledge the role his two uncles, late Donald Kachamba and Dr. Moya Malamusi, have played in shaping him. Currently, the Chileka-based Kwela Rising Star is a solo artist performing in leisure places in Blantyre and Mulanje.
Yes, ndikamaimba nyimbo zetu musamandizunze sindzabira nane dzakalandeka kumanda ifa ndikondo. Anthu ache ndimakhala ngati no ndikwakumbutsa nthawi ina yake yoti no mwina akumbukira situation imene anali nthawi inake kalekale komanso anthu nyimbo izi amazisowa kwambiri.
People love this Kwela music. It reminds them of their past. It takes them down memory lane. They remember certain situations that impacted their lives. And frankly, people miss this kind of music.
Kumaona kuti chifukwa chani anthu ngati amene osafuna anthu oimba nyimbo ngati zaphokoso aja.
There are some mature people who believe old music is the best. They love soft music, which they say is the real roots music. This music is not only for the aged and therefore mature people. Even youngsters love them. I have refreshed them to appeal to both the younger and older generations.
Ndi anthu amene ali apa kanthawi azikhazo tino chichonse chimene akuchifuna kuluso limene ndili naloli azichipeza.
In the future, though, he wants to revive the Kachamba Brothers Band. The Dr. Daniel Kachamba nephew has his own songs which he performs, but it is the songs of the legends that are helping him to make his name. Lately, Chileka is much famous for the Black Missionaries, which was found around the year 2000 by Everson Matafali. Apparently, Kamba is a distant relation to some members of the reggae outfit. As expected, Kamba would easily have been influenced to play reggae or any of the trending genres like amapiano and urban, but he has stayed true to his uncle's Kwela genre.
It's not that I can't play reggae. I can. In fact, sometimes I do. But that is not my mission. Mine is to preserve the legacy of the Kachamba brothers, or the Black Missionaries are continuing with the mission of Everson Matafali. You know what? We can't all be playing reggae or Kwela music. There's beauty in diversity. Just as in farming, we grow different crops, so too in music, we play different genres. And mine is Kwela, as played by my legendary uncles, Daniel and Donald Kachamba.
The Kachamba brothers were one of the greatest musicians to have ever emerged from Malawi. They took their Kwela music around the world, performing in Finland, Austria and Germany, among others.
kuti kune maso anga ali kumeneko ndikitala imeneyi
It is my strong wish to follow their footsteps. I will not relent. I will not be discouraged. I will soldier on and fly the Kachamba flag as high as possible. I'm the one continuing their works, and just like them, I'm aiming high to take this music to all corners of the world.
Osama mizunze sintabira nani Zakalandeka ifa ninkondo Amaindilibe bamondilibe Nabita oka kubanda ifa ninkondo